Hello everyone, this is Maya with God's Messenger. Welcome back. It's good to see you guys again. Today I'm going to be sharing two dreams. One was an actual dream and then the other one was a vision. So I'm going to be sharing the vision I had. Well, it was kind of like, I don't know whether to classify it as a vision or a dream, because it was like, usually, when I have my dreams, I go to sleep and then have the whole dream, wake up, and then I'll be out of the dream that God gave me. But in this case, it was more so I just woke up out of it. Not really, I wasn't really in it, but I woke up and it was like a vision. Hard to explain, but I'll get right into it. And then after I share the vision, I'm going to go ahead and share another dream that I've had, along with confirmation with pictures, because you guys love those so much. So anyway, let's get started. I'll start by sharing the vision that I named Revelation. So in this, I was sleeping, had normal sleep, didn't really dream of anything or whatever unrelated to God or related to God. I didn't dream that night. Like, it was just, but towards the end of my rest, when I was coming to waking back up, I seen this, I don't know how to explain it. It was just like these words that popped up, and it was just like revelation. And it affected me. I don't know why it affected me, but I seen the words and I started crying. And then I woke up and I was crying. Like, I actually had tears running down my face. So I was just like, well, that's odd, and it wasn't like revelation, like, the end of the world or any of that, like rapture, revelation in the Bible. It wasn't nothing of that sort. It was just more so that I got the feeling like I'm going to get revelation, meaning like things that I was in the dark about was going to come to the light. And I was going to get answers to questions that I had. And sure enough, I did get a couple answers to some questions I had. So that was good. But that was that. It was definite. It was very short. So anyway, moving on to my dream. I named this one the Ark. And it was definitely, this was one of my most, I don't know the word to use. It was just very impactful. And then I had asked God about it a lot. I had so many questions about it because I was just like, wow, that was really like intense, and it was not like my other dreams. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into it. So in this dream, of course, I went to sleep. And then it was different. Like, and the reason I say it's different, because I say it was a dream, but looking back of when I had it, I can't remember if I was awake or asleep. I just know I had it, and I know I can still see it, but I can't recall if I was sleeping and had a dream, or if I was awake and then I just was somewhere else. So I don't know. And this is me being perfectly honest. Like, I really cannot recall if I was asleep when I had it, but I labeled it as a dream. But looking back, I just cannot remember if I was asleep or awake. So I don't know if I fell asleep. All I know is I was somewhere else. It might have been I went to sleep, came back or whatever, and didn't even realize I was sleeping. I have no clue. I just know that I have had this vision, dream, whatever you want to label it as. And then that's it. But anyway, I'll get back into it. Sorry. Just went on a little rant. So I named this the Ark. And what happened was, it was just like I was somewhere else. I don't know if I went to sleep. I'm not sure if I was awake, but I know I just went somewhere else. I was not here. Not here at all. And what happened was, I was standing in front of this huge temple. And it was so big and so pretty. Like, I was like, ooh, this temple is beautiful. Like, I remember just looking at the temple. And in front of it, it was like a doorway. But there was no door. It was just like uh kind of like a art, have you seen them arch doorways? And it was like a walkthrough. But in the walkthrough, it was just like this bright light coming from the walkthrough. And I said, that is so beautiful. Like I was admiring everything. Like I was just like, the temple's beautiful, the ark is beautiful, and right there in front, not in front of like the walkway, but on the side in front of the temple, there was this huge angel there. And I didn't speak to it, like it knew I was there, and it was just like on guard. And it was just standing there, like just on guard, and just kind of like watching everything that was unfolding. And it was just, I didn't say anything to it, it didn't say anything to me, and I was just like, okay, that's an angel, all right. So anyway, I was looking at the doorway, and I seen this person coming towards me, and I was just like, who is this? But you couldn't really see it because the light was so bright around it, and all you could see was a silhouette of a person coming through. And I was just like, this is so pretty, like this is just like, I was just like, just kind of like stuck, just like what's gonna happen next. But it was coming towards me, and it was weird because it was just like I was there, but next thing you know, I'm just sitting there, and I'm kind of like kneeling down, like almost like, you know how when a king walks into the room, you kneel like to show respect and stuff. Like I knelt before him, and I knew who it was. Nobody had to tell me who it was. I knew who was standing in front of me. I knew. He didn't have to say his name. He didn't have to tell me who he was. I knew immediately who it was. As soon as he got I knew exactly who I was standing in front of. I knew I was standing in front of Jesus. Jesus was standing right in front of me, and I just was humbled, okay? Kneeling in front of him, and he placed an ark over my head. It was just like he was crowning me. It was it wasn't a crown, it was an ark. It was shaped like this, and he just like kind of placed it on my head, and I was just like, okay. And then I was like, this is weird, like this is very strange. I've never seen, like, it was a very strange interaction. We didn't say anything he didn't say anything to me. I didn't say anything to him. I just knelt before him to show, that I respected him. And, I don't know what made me knelt, but I just knelt before him. And he placed the ark over my head, kind of like he was crowning me. And I was just like, what does that mean? And I still, to this day, I'm still kind of like, what does that mean? And I'm waiting for an answer. I know he'll give it to me eventually, but it was just very strange. And then so I was just like, okay. So I woke up out of this vision, dream, whatever it was, and I sat there, and I was just like, that was the weirdest thing, dream, vision. That was the weirdest interaction I've had. So I said, okay, let me ask God about this one, because I'm just confused. Like, what did he place on my head? What was the ark in so I was looking, through the Bible, and and I was like, it kept like, it was like ark, okay, ark. So I'm like, ark, A-R-K, and he's like, no, A-R-C. And I'm just like, A-R-C? You put an ark over my, what does that mean? Like, what does that mean? So anyway, okay. So I was just like, I wanted that temple. Where's the temple from? Then he let me know that the angel that was there was the Archangel Michael. So Michael was standing there. I didn't know this at the time. I knew this after the fact. And So I was just like, let me just do some digging. Knowing me, I like to do digging. Like, I'm like, oh, let me do the research, because I like, not, I don't want to say proof to back it up, but it's just like I like to see things confirmed. So I'm looking. I look up the the Archangel Michael's temple, and sure enough, I found a temple that looked almost identical to the one I seen in my vision. And I was just like, so I said, okay, God, all right. This is, I don't know what you, still don't know what you placed on my head. I know it was an ARC. I don't know why, but I don't know what that means. But what I will do is I'm going to go, now I'm just going to ask for confirmation that this is from you, right? I'm going to ask for confirmation. And I was just like, okay, me knowing, I asked for, the ways I ask for confirmation is I will ask for something that I know I do not see nowhere. Like things that are just outrageous, right? The most outrageous confirmation is just to confirm it, so I know I'm not losing my mind. You know, like just confirm it's you, Lord. Like I didn't just make this up in my head. So I asked God, I said, okay, let me see white feathers. And I don't mean the little ones or the ones that you see like floating in the air randomly. Not those. I want to see a big white feather, like big. I never see those, like ever. So I was just like, that's something I don't ever see. Big white feathers. Lord, show me some big white feathers to show me that this dream was in fact like from you. Like, let me see it. So I asked for that, right? I asked for that. So what I did was, when I ask for things, I just kind of like, I kind of look for it a little bit, and then I don't see nothing. So I'm just like, whatever. And usually I don't get confirmations till like a couple days later. And it's always when I'm not expecting it. Like it just comes out the blue. I'm not even looking for it. It just like, boom, there you go. So anyway, I'm going to the store that me and my mom go to sometimes. And I get out the car, and as soon as I step out the car, right in front of my foot is a big white feather. And I said, oh my God. Like I started freaking out. Mom didn't know what was going on. She's like, what? What's happening? And I'm like, you don't understand. Like I freaked out in the parking lot. I said, oh, and then boom, 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 white feathers. Like there was probably like 4 or 5 big white feathers just. And I said, oh my goodness. Oh my, like I'm in shock. Like I know that saying like God never ceases to amaze me. That this is like the story of my life. Like God never ceases to amaze me with the things that he shows me, the confirmations he give me. It don't matter how outrageous it is, he'll still come through and show me like, Maya, I'm talking to you, ma'am. Stop thinking it's in your head. Stop losing. Stop acting like you're losing your mind. It's not, you're not losing your mind. I'm really talking to you. So I was in shock, like, and I'll show you the picture of the temple that I found, and also I'll show you a what else did I show you? I'll show you the pictures of the feathers. So in this picture you can see 3 feathers. 2 of them are hard to see, but if you look like in a triangle, there's one at the bottom, there's one to the right, and then there's one off to the left. But those are the 3 feathers I've seen in this picture. Well, in person. And then this, I looked on the internet after, because I love, looking up stuff. And these next 2 pictures is the temple of the Archangel Michael. And it shocked me because I just looked up Ark and the temple popped up. And I was just like, oh my goodness, that's the Archangel Michael. And then God was letting me know, like, yes, I was right on that. So, yeah, but this looked like the temple that I seen in my vision. Every time I ask God for something like confirmations like that, I always have to take pictures. I'm like, Ooh, Lord, people wouldn't believe me if I didn't have the proof in the pudding. So I just got excited to look all over again because it's just like, woo, okay, God. Like, but okay, I say all that to say this. Never, if God shows you something, don't be scared to ask God to confirm it. Because it helps us build faith in Him and build, trust in Him that yes, He is talking to us, makes us know that we're not going crazy. If you think He's talking to you, you're like, no, that's just me. Or whatever. Ask for confirmation. Ask God, say, hey, God, show me that this is really you. Show me this. Ask for something way out the just something completely random that you don't even think about, like just something you never see, and He'll be more than happy to show you that He is indeed talking to you. And before I go, I'm going to share one more thing with you guys, because while we're on the subject of confirmation, I have another story or testimony, whatever you want to call it. So before I moved from my old house, because I don't know if y'all know, but I'm in a new house. Since before, when anyway, that's besides the point. Before I left my old house, I asked God to show me, because my uncle had passed recently. I asked God, I was like, God, I just want to make sure he's in heaven. Like, I just want to make sure he's with you. I want to make sure he's in good hands. So I asked for a confirmation, something completely outrageous. And I just wanted to know, like, I just wanted that peace of mind. I said, God, please just show me that he's with you. Like, that's what I just really want to know, that he's indeed with you. So I asked God, I said, if you can just show me that a family of deer roam in my yard. That's what I asked for. A family of deer roam in my yard. Mind you, I had been in this house, apartment, duplex, whatever you want to call it, for, I want to say 3 to 4 years. I was there a long time. Not once did I see a family of deer roam in my yard. Not once. And my uncle had passed, I want to say like a few months prior to me asking that, or even, it might have even been a year. But it had been some time that passed, and I asked that, I want to say a couple months after he passed. So we was about to move, so I was just like, I guess I'm not gonna see, I guess I won't know, whatever. Kind of like skipped my mind. It kind of left me, and then all of a sudden, I think it was like the night before we moved out the house, or a couple nights before we moved out the house. I lied to you not. I have a picture of this too. Look, I take pictures of all my confirmations if I can. So anyway, this blows my mind all over again. So anyway, what I did, I was sleeping and something said, wake up. So I woke up and I just felt this urge to look out my window. And guess what I seen? A family of deer in my yard. And they stayed there for a long time. Like, they just stayed in my yard, and it was just, and I was freaking out on the inside, like, oh my God. Like, hey, Unc, I'm glad you up there. Like, I was just so happy just to know, like, God is so good that he gave me that confirmation just to let, and I don't even think my family knows that I asked God for that. And it was just something that I asked for, and it came from the heart, because I just wanted to really make sure my uncle was in good hands, because he was a good man. He did great things. So I'm that touched me, and I was like, God, you were so good, to let me know that, because if you had not done that, I would have think he would just, I don't know where he went, but just to know that he's with you is so comforting to me. So thank you for letting me know, because you didn't have to do that, but you did. So thank you, Lord, for that. But yes, like I said, the end message to this is, don't be scared to ask for God for confirmation. Don't be scared to say, hey, God, I heard you, but I just want to make sure that it's you and not me. Or, he understands. He gets it. There's so many, the devil running rampant in people's minds and all types of things, in people's lives or whatever. God will give you the confirmation to let him know that it is indeed him that's speaking to you. So don't be scared to ask God for confirmation.
As promised, here's two pictures of the family of deer that I seen out my window. Other than that, I hope you guys have a blessed and wonderful day, and thank you for tuning in to God's Messenger.